playoff run as well. There's going to be double slots for Jackson. Jackson back to pass, looking across to him. Has a man, has hopes, and incomplete. Is great defensive play. It was for the pass was intended for Jamarcus Hopes. Great defensive play by Kerry Sigmore. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 42-yard line. Going to be single back is Tramble. Give Tramble. Comes out to about juked his way up to about the 40, I'd say about the 42 to about the 40, I'd say 44-yard line. Very short gain. It's going to be 3rd and 8 on the 44. One of the highest scoring offenses was really the defense for Davis, the Falcons. They gave up a ton of points in the last 3 weeks, and that may have costed them the season. There's a receiver in motion, Bozier. Back to passes Jackson. He's trying to avoid the rush, comes out to the right side. He throws, has a man, no, doesn't. Trying to hold on to it for the Falcons. That was David Bell, but it was knocked out. That will be knocked out by Alex Silver. So that's going to bring on a punting situation for the Falcons. Escobar's kick comes down, and it takes a Falcon roll down to about the 11-yard line, and the Generals will start there. We're love to have you. We're glad to have you here aboard on the Vype Live Network with the score. At 10:41 in the first quarter. The score: the Aldie MacArthur Generals nothing, and the Davis Falcons nothing. You're listening to Aldie Dynasty Athletics, powered by Vype Media. Welcome back to Leonard George Stadium in Spring, Texas, on the campus of Spring High School, Spring ISD. McNeil is sacked back around the 10-yard line, so it's going to be second down, no gain. The Generals led by Derek McNeil, one of the leaders on there in rushing as well for the Generals, the young Generals. McNeil is a senior. McNeil is going to bring double slot to the right. Give up the middle. McNeil gives it. He takes it on his own. He's at the 30. He's at the 40. At the 50. At the 30. At the 20. At the 10. Down to the 5. He's at the 2-yard line. Derek McNeil, 79-yard gain for Derek McNeil. Unbelievable. 1st and goal for MacArthur. McNeil has been their leading rusher on the Generals team, and he has them 1st and goal at the Falcons 2. McNeil has double slots onto the left, one single back. McNeil takes it up the middle. He's in for the touchdown. Derek McNeil scores, and the Generals of MacArthur lead this one 6-0. It's like there hasn't been actually a score put up there. But Derek McNeil, if it has a touchdown, has scored a touchdown for Aldine MacArthur. Okay, so he was stopped. So it was second down and goal. So he was stopped there. It's going to be a timeout by Aldine Davis. The Falcons call a timeout. We'll take it up with him. The score: the Aldine MacArthur Generals nothing, and the Aldine Davis Falcons nothing. You are listening and watching Aldine ISD Athletics, powered by Vype Media. We'll be back. Back at Leonard George Stadium in Spring, Texas, on Spring ISD campus. And the run by McNeil officially in, touchdown. Derek McNeil now goes into the end zone for a touchdown for the Aldine MacArthur Generals. And it is 6-0 with the extra point coming up. 83 yards on the touchdown drive. And the kick is good. With 8:45 left in the first quarter, the score: the Aldine MacArthur Generals 7 and the Aldine Davis Falcons nothing. You're listening and watching Aldine ISD Athletics, powered by Vype Media. We'll be back. We're back here at Leonard George Stadium in Spring, Texas, where we have a 14-6A matchup between the Aldine MacArthur Generals and the Andy Davis Falcons of Aldine. Aldine, the MacArthur Generals now taking a 7-0 lead, and here's the kickoff coming down. And it comes down to, looks like it's going to be out to the 30, out to the 40, out to about the 42-yard line, and that is Marcel Caraway. "16 yards on the play." Who just joined us, Derek McNeil, a 72-yard run, set up a 3-play drive that has the MacArthur Generals leading by a score of 7-0. Jackson has double slots on both sides and has a single back in motion. Back to passes Jackson. And he was trying to get it out to number 6, Gary Hector. Davion Anderson was on the play for the Generals as well. Generals surprisingly out to the 6-0 lead on this last week of the UIL football regular season. Jackson has back to passes. Jackson looking down and has Bozier right there at the 30-yard line. Travion Bozier. And that's a game of about 26 yards. It's at the 30. Got to hurry up offense. Jackson give up the middle. Hector, he goes out to about the 20, down to about the 26-yard line. It's like pounding down to the 23-yard line. It'll be second down. 7:49 left. Second and 5 on the 24. Double slot. Jackson passes out. He has a man and caught by number 17. David Bell with the catch. But it's going to come back. 2 flags on the field. It's going to be holding against the Falcons. It's going to bring it back. It's going to be second down. It's going to be second down and 14. At the 34. In motion, give. Out to the right side to Bell. Bell stopped. He stopped right there with no gain. Looks like it stopped. Davion Atkinson was the actual person who made a great tackle on the play for the Generals. 6:50. It's going to be a timeout. It looks like there's a coach's timeout on the General side. We'll take the timeout with him with 6:44 in the first quarter. The score: the Aldine MacArthur Generals 7 and the Aldine Davis Falcons nothing. You're watching Aldine ISD Athletics, powered for Vype Media. We'll be back. Welcome back to Leonard George Stadium in Spring, Texas, on the campus of Spring High School and Spring ISD. Michael Lewis along with Drew Palmer and also Carla on the camera producer tonight as well. The Aldine MacArthur Generals leading by a score of 7-0. Jackson back to pass. Looked like he had Jamarcus Hopes, but Hopes, the pass was just a little bit over his head. But there's going to be a penalty. It's going to be fourth and about. So it's going to be about 4th and 15. It's going to be a gutsy call here. From the 39. Jackson back to pass. Looking down the middle for Hopes. Has him! Cameron Jackson has thrown a 36-yard touchdown pass to Jamarcus Hopes. And we have a 7-6 ball game with the extra point coming up. 35-yard touchdown pass from Cameron Jackson to Jamarcus Hopes. And the Davis Falcons can tie it on the extra point. Kevin Escobar can tie it up and make it a 7-all game. The kick by Escobar up, and it's good. And with 6:30 left in the first quarter, the score: the MacArthur Generals 7 and the Aldine Davis Falcons 7. You're listening and watching Aldine ISD Athletics, Power of Vype Media. We'll be back. Welcome back to Leonard George Stadium in Spring, Texas. Michael Lewis along with Drew and also with Carla as well, on our producers as well tonight for tonight's ball game. The Davis Panthers get on the scoreboard, and Kevin Escobar is about to kick it off. 35-yard touchdown pass from Cameron Jackson to Jamarcus Hopes. And it is a tie ball game with 6:30 left. Escobar's kick is a little squibby. It's going to come over, and it takes a bounce, and it actually is down right there. It bounces into one of the Davis Falcons' hands, but it looks like it's still Davis. It's not Davis football. It still looks like it's Generals football. Okay, so it actually did cover. It touched one of the MacArthur Generals. So the recovery looks like the recovery was made, and it was made by number 24, Kentro Ray, for Davis. So Cameron Jackson and the Falcons will have another shot to try to increase the lead. Jackson is back out, and he has a double set to the left, and he has a single back Tramble in the backfield. First and 10, give to Tramble up the middle, a horse collar there, and great tackle there by Travion Atkinson. It's going to be second down and 10 from the 36-yard line. Scoring tonight so far, it's been the Davis Falcons scored just now. Travion Cameron Jackson to Jamarcus Hopes on a 35-yard touchdown pass after a Derek McNeil 1-yard run for the Generals. Jackson tackled right at the 40-yard line. Rodriguez and Tate on the tackle for MacArthur. Give me 3rd and 14. Pass caught. It is caught, and that catch was made by David Pell. And it's going to be first down, a hurry-up offense for the Davis Falcons. Trips to the left. Single back. Jackson runs on the outside. He's going upfield. Gets a little bit of yardage back up to about the 26-yard line. There's going to be a flag on the play. See what the flag is. We'll also get you caught up with some scores as well within the district and outside the district also. Okay, so it's going to be a illegal block on Davis. It's going to take the ball back. Most likely to take the ball back about a few yards and get them set up close to the 30-yard line. While they're getting that set up, also let me get you caught up on. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the circuit. In another 14-6A match tonight, the Aldine Nimitz Cougars are leading the Decaney ball club by score. Aldine Decaney, Spring Decaney by a score of 7-0. Also in Brookshire, in a 11-3 match, Brookshire Royal leading West Columbia by a score of 6-0. That is in the first. Trips left, back to passes. Jackson. He's being hit. He's being rushed and comes out, but he's out and fumbles the football. He looks like he has gotten a big loss on the play. Brian Jenkins for the MacArthur Generals with a great pursuit after Cameron Jackson. That's going to be a loss. .356 left. It's going to be second and 25 from the Falcons' 49-yard line. Senior night at Aldine Davis. The other home team tonight hosting MacArthur. It's been a very close game so far. Back to passes. Jackson trying to get it to Jamarcus Hopes, and looks like he had looks like the actual receiver was Gary Hector. No, it was Jamarcus Hopes. 3rd and 35. It's been interesting that MacArthur is actually, with just the records don't show what MacArthur has done so far this year. Great defense, great young defense, and tonight it's showing very well. They're cutting out a lot of the passing lanes and running lanes of the Falcons and Cameron Jackson tonight. 3rd and 35 from the 49. Back to passes. Jackson looking, has a man, has it intercepted. And the interception for the Generals. We're going to check to see who intercepted a pass for the Generals. And looks like it was intercepted by Corey Seymour. We'll double check that for MacArthur. So Cameron Jackson's pass intercepted, and it's now 1st and 10 at the MacArthur, the Generals 15. Waiting for additional linemen, and McNeil has double slots to the right. McNeil trying to run out to the right side. He throws it, and incomplete. Derek McNeil was trying to get it out to number 30. Hama Muskapala was the intended receiver. 3:04 left in the first quarter. 7-all tie. Glad to have you aboard on Vype Live. Don't forget, all the action goes in full effect next week. It is by district football action next weekend. You can catch all your games and follow us on Vype Live on YouTube. McNeil has trips left. McNeil runs it up the middle. He's up to around the 20, close to the 20-yard line. Gets a few of those yards back. It's going to be third, and I would say about probably, it's going to be a penalty flag on the field, though. See what they call. Sportsmanlike conduct is going to go up against the Generals, so it's going to take the ball back. Another score of interest, it's also Central Catholic and St. Pius X, still in the first quarter, as well as Lake Creek at Brenham. We'll get some actual live scores from those games as well. It's gonna be second and about 15 from the 15-yard line. Looks like from the 10. McNeil has double slots to the right. Single back, and there's another penalty. And looks like the penalty could be against Davis, but we're going to double check that. If there was any movement on the MacArthur side first. The flag's waved off, so it is second in about 15 from the 10-yard line for the Generals. It's third and 10. Third and 15. Double slots for McNeil. McNeil outside. Has a man. It's caught, but it's going to be for short yardage. The pass was complete to Julian Ponce, but it was for a short gain, though. It's going to be fourth and 15 for the MacArthur Generals. And coming in the punt now is going to be Fabian Alarcon. Back deep for MacArthur. We Travion Bozier. Alarcon's kick comes down. It takes a Falcon bounce, and there's a flag on a play too. This may set it back a little bit. There could have been a penalty flag on Davis. Right now the ball is spotted at the 40 of MacArthur. We have a man down on the field. Looks like Lufan looks like he is out. He is down. Hopefully he can get back up and his injury is not as severe. Let's give you a recap on this game as well. There was a 82-yard three-play drive in the early part of this quarter, capped off by a 72-yard run by Derek McNeil of the Aldine MacArthur Generals, which set up a McNeil 2-yard run that set up that touchdown for them. That was a touchdown, and the actual kick, the extra point as well, made the score by Alarcon, made the score 7-0. Then Cameron Jackson hit Jamarcus Hopes with a 35-yard touchdown pass on a 60-yard drive and 3 plays, and that made the score where we're at right now, 7-7, with a little bit over 2 minutes left in the first quarter. The 50-yard line, first and 10 at the midfield stripe. Jackson's double slots to the right side. Jackson back to pass. Has a man, Hopes, and he's tackled around the 44-yard line. And the tackle there by the Generals by Travion Allen. It's going to be 2nd and 7. That was a gain of 3. Jackson has single back. Tramble in motion. Back to passes. Jackson has Tramble. Tramble out to the 50. He's pretty much back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. Met there by a lot of generals. Stop was made by Jose Briones. It's going to be 3rd and 5. It's going to be at the 40, I'd say about the 45-yard line. At 50 seconds left, a little bit under a minute left in the first quarter. Back to passes Jackson. Has a man outside. He has Tramble. Tramble down to the 40, on the 36-yard line. I'd say the 37-yard line. So he may have gotten the first down. So he's got it around to about the 38-yard line. Give. I think Hector. Gary Hector, the ball carries met. Travion Anderson with the tackle. We're going to come down to the end of the first quarter, looks like. And maybe they may have time for one more play in this quarter. And they're going to let the clock run down. And that's going to do it for quarter number 1. It is 14-6A match. Final. Finale for both teams. The score after one quarter. The Aldine MacArthur Generals 7 and the Davis Falcons of Aldine 7. You're listening to Aldine ISD Athletics, powered by Vype Media. We'll be back. Back at Leonard George Stadium in Spring, Texas, on the campus of Spring High School and Spring ISD. Michael Lewis along with Drew Palmer and also Carla, our producers as well for tonight's game. And the Aldine MacArthur Generals and the Aldine Davis Falcons, both tied in a 7-7 tie as we start the second. 2nd and 10. Cameron Jackson's pass, he was trying to get it, I believe it may have been out to Isaiah Gundy. No, he was trying to get it out to Dejon Barlow. Be 3rd and 10 from the 38. Glad to have you aboard for this one. As a man in motion, Barlow. Back to passes Jackson. Look at it. He's going to run it. He's at the 30. Jackson's at the run out right around the 28-yard line. And that's going to be a first down for the Falcons. It's going to be double slots on both sides. They're in a hurry-up offense. Barlow in motion. Back to passes Jackson. Across the middle. He was trying to get it to Trevion Bozier. But the pass was low. Trevion Allen on the defensive part for the Generals. It's going to be second, and I believe it's going to be 2nd and 10 at the 24. Double slots for Jackson, single back. Back to passes Jackson. Looking for the end zone for Jamarcus Holmes. Touchdown! 24-yard touchdown pass from Cameron Jackson to Jamarcus Holmes, and the Davis Falcons are now extended lead to 13-7 with the actual extra point coming up. Picture perfect pass from Cameron Jackson to Jamarcus Holmes, and that was the second touchdown between that connection tonight. Escobar's kick is up, and it's good. With 11:28 left in the first half in the second quarter, the score, the Aldine Davis Falcons 14 and the Aldine MacArthur Generals 7. You're listening and watching Aldine ISD Athletics, powered by Vype Media. We'll be back. Welcome back to Leonard George Stadium in Spring, Texas, on the campus of Spring High School and Spring ISD. Michael Lewis, along with Drew Palmer, and also Carla, our production crew tonight as well. It is a 14-6A match between the Aldine Davis Falcons and the Aldine MacArthur Generals. David Escobar to kick it off to the Generals. And a kick by Escobar. And just out of the reach. McNeil's pass was defended nicely. And it was actually intended for number 4, Julian Ponce. Davion Eggery with the defensive play on there. It's be second and 10 from the 35. Fumble. McNeil picks it back up, but he is pushed back down around the 25-yard line. Mishandled snap. Comes down to around puts the ball back around the 28-yard line of the Generals. It's 3rd and 17. It looks like there's an injured Falcon. Tyrell Bird looks like he's limping. 3rd and 17 for the Generals. Man in motion. The reverse give. Throw. No. He tries to avoid the rush and just throws it away. The actual reverse was not successful. It looks like Julian Ponce was trying to throw it downfield to Derek McNeil, but it was not successful, and the Generals will need to punt. He was trying to get Joshua Padillo, but it was not a completed pass. Fabian Olacron is going to kick, and Travion Bolger is back for Davis as well. 14-7, Davis is leading MacArthur. Glad to have you aboard from Leonard George Stadium in Spring. There's going to be a penalty against the Generals, so they'll have to kick near close to the end zone. Intentional grounding against the Generals on that pass attempt by Ponce. 4th and 28 from the 17. Kick is coming down, has a Generals bounce, and it is down right around the 33-yard line. We take this timeout with him with 9:57 left in the second quarter. The score: the Aldine Davis Falcons 14 and the Aldine MacArthur Generals 7. You're listening and watching Aldine ISD Athletics, powered by Vype Media. We'll be back. Back at Linda George Stadium in Spring, Texas, on the campus of Spring ISD and Spring High School. And back to passes. Jackson looking across the middle. On the outside, he has a man on the outside. He's hit it out to Isaiah Gundy. Gain of only 2 on the play. 9:42 left in the second quarter. It's going to be trips left. Back to pass Jackson. He was trying to get it out to Gary Hector. So it's going to be 3rd and 8. It's been a back and forth defensive battle, but 2 touchdowns from Cameron Jackson to Jamarcus Hopes has been the difference so far. Back to pass Jackson. He's going outside of the pocket, looking for a receiver down, and he was trying to get it to Jamarcus Hopes. They were looking for the flag, but did not get one. And that's going to bring out the punt. They'll have to punt now. It's going to be 4th and 8 for the Falcons. And they'll have to bring out the punting unit as well. Kevin Escobar is going to punt, and back for the Davis Falcons, and back for MacArthur for the Generals. Escobar's kick coming back to Derek McNeil, but he's tackled right there and met. And he was met there by Dejon Barlow. 40-yard punt with no return. And Aldine and the MacArthur Generals will take it there from the MacArthur Generals will take it there from their own 30-yard line. 1st and 10. It's going to be back double slide. McNeil runs it up the middle, but he has stopped. Gain of 3 for McNeil out to the 33-yard line. Bird on a tackle for King Daughtry on the play. Derek Bird is coming off, limping. You'll be 2nd and 7 on the 33-yard line. give you some scores updated in just a minute. And there's a flag on the play. Looks like it's delay of game against the Generals. It's going to get you caught up on what's going on in around 14-6A. Nimitz, Aldi Nimitz, the Cougars are leading the Spring Decaney Wildcats by a score of, they're trailing Decaney by a score of 14-7 tonight. Both of these teams are actually going to be our playoff bound, so there is nothing that will keep one out. And Berkshire Royals leading West Columbia 20-0. Second and 12 from the 33. And looks like the actual run was Allen was trying to, the give was to Allen, but there was no to Travion Allen, but he was stopped. Third and 11 for the Generals. Double slot to the left, single back to passes. McNeil has a man. Yes, he has a man at the 40, out to the down to close to the 35-yard line, and that is going to be Travion Allen. Chris Ledesma, check that, is actually the receiver. Chris Ledesma, the receiver. That's going to be first down for the Generals. It was Travion Allen on the catch. It's a gain of 42 yards. McNeil on the outside. He's running at the 30. At the down to around the 25-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 4. 6:28 left in this first half or the second quarter. A real good game going on so far between MacArthur and Davis. So it's first and 10. Derek McNeil got a gain of 10 on that one. Give up the middle. Getting about a few good positive yards up to around the 19-yard line. It'd be Brandon Callahan. Gain of 5 yards for Callahan. Reese Wright with the tackle as well for the Falcons. It's going to be second and 5 from the 19. 6:11 left in the first half, or in this quarter. A shootout so far. Back to pass. McNeil has a man, and it's going to be a flag, and that may put the Generals in good field position. That flag may be, looks like it's going to be on Davion Edgery for the Falcons. So that's going to put the Generals in great field position, close to the goal line on this pass interference play. That has been the actual, drawback for some of these games the Falcons have played this year. There have been just basic penalties that have killed the Falcons pretty much all season. First down at the 9 for the Generals. McNeil Runs it down to, I'd say, give it about to the 5-yard line. Four-yard gain, so it's gonna be second down and at goal at the 5. Hey, Daughtry with the actual tackle for Davis, Aldine Davis. Get to a Ray also on the tackle as well. Second and goal for the Generals. McNeil goes up the middle, but he's stopped. Met there by a lot of Falcons. Looks like on this tackle right there would be McKinley Blackshear. It's going to be third and goal from the 6. Point 14-7. The Aldine Davis Falcons lead the MacArthur Generals. But the Generals driving. It looks like they want to try to put something on the board here to get back into this one. McNeil has double slots to the left. McNeil goes, gives. Now it looks like it's given to Callahan, but he's stopped. And he looks like he was stopped, and now they're going to attempt a field goal. McHenry Blackshear on the tackle again. So Fabian Alarcon is going to be attempting a field goal here. I'd say about close to right around the 15-yard line for Alarcon. The kick, it's ran, and he is stopped. A great stop by the Davis Falcons, and looks like it was led by McKinley Blackshear with the stop. And on that stop, that is going to be a turnover and the ball for the Davis Falcons to see if they can get something here before halftime. It's going to be a personal foul, unnecessary roughness against the Falcons. No, against the Generals. They had everything was there on the field goal. For some reason or another, it didn't actually it was unsuccessful. So it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Generals of MacArthur. They had a great drive going as well. In this game of high school football, simple penalties will kill a drive. And now it gives the Falcons and Cameron Jackson decent field position. And you give them around at about the 27-yard line, their own 27. Jackson's going to have 3 trips to the right, single back. First and 10 from the 25-yard line. Back to passes Jackson, trying to get away from the rush. Looks out on the right side, and he just throws it away. He was trying to get to Nicholas Tramble, but a good rush led there as well. He was trying to get it to Travion Bozier. Allen and I believe it was Rail on the tackle on the play on the stop. Jackson out to the right side, and it was overthrown. He was trying to get it. He was trying to get it out to his receiver to looks like to Markel Callaway. Markel Callaway, excuse me. And that makes it now 3rd and 10 from the 27-yard line. On the stop there was for the Generals was Adric Silver and Travion Allen. Back to passes. Jackson looking down. He overshoots. He was trying to get it to Travion Bozier. Monslin Toon was the actual defender, and David Alacron is going to come out to punt. To Kevin Escobar, I'm sorry, is going to be punting for Davis. Looks like it could be McNeil back there again for MacArthur. Here's the punt coming down. Takes a bounce. Looks like McNeil was able to recover it right around their 42-yard line. 2:08 in this first half. The score, the Aldine Davis Falcons 14 and the Aldine MacArthur Generals 7. You're listening to Aldine ISD Athletics, Power Vype Media. We'll be back. Back in Leonard George Stadium in Spring, Texas, Michael Lewis along with Drew Palmer and also Carla, our production crew tonight. It is a 14-7 lead for Aldine Davis. The Falcons leading the Aldine MacArthur Generals 14-7. McNeil trying to get to the outside, but trying to hit a man, trying to get a man, but it's like he was trying to go to Travion Allen, but the ball was thrown outside. Two minutes left in this first half. 14-7. Tyro Bird with the pressure as well. Been a very good game so far tonight. Just a few penalties and a couple of turnovers on both ends, but it's been a very good game so far tonight. McNeil back to pass, looking, had a man, but pass was overthrown. So maybe trending for Travion Allen. 1:54 left in this one. 3rd and 10 from the 40 for the Generals. Ira Anderson was on the defensive end on that play. McNeil going on the outside and trying to get outside, but he is stopped, and he will not get any yardage. Good tackle on the play. Edric Arsenault on the tackle, and there's an injured general. Looks like it is McNeil, but he's able to get up on his own power. He's walking on his own power. may have been something to do with he's grabbing his left leg. Looks like McNeil is going to have to be helped off the field by a couple of his offensive linemen. Looks hopefully the actual injury is not serious, but that is a big blow for the Generals. McNeil has been their offense tonight. If McNeil cannot come back in, so it's going to be 4th and 9, and punting is going to be Fabian Alarcon. And back is going to be Trayvon Bozier for the Falcons. 1:33 left in this first half. Alarcon's kick coming down. Bozier at the 20. At the 30. Gets away from one tackler. Out of the 40. Bozier down to close to midfield, but stopped right there by a lot of Generals. Good return by Trayvon Bozier. Jason Farmer on the tackle, number 88. 118 for Cameron Jackson and the Davis Falcons. See if they can try to get something on the board and go into the half with some momentum. Jackson, hopes, gonna throw it, and has no one. He was trying to get it to Trayvon Bozier, but the play did not result into any good positive yardage. So it's going to be probably 2nd and 10 from the 43-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and it's okay. So it looks like it's going to be intentional grounding on, takes it a few yards back to about the 30, see about the 39-yard line. Make it about the 38-yard line. So it'd be second about 15. Jackson outside, looks, has Bozier at the original line of scrimmage out to Trayvon Bozier, but for a very short gain. Making that tackle is going to be Casey Sigmore on the tackle. To be 3rd and 15, 34 seconds left in the first half. Lloyd Seymour on the stop. Looks like it's going to be the last play of the first half. Back to pass. Jackson. Intercepted! It is an intercepted pass, and that's going to be, it is picked off. It was intended for Jamarcus Hopes, but Casey Seymour intercepts that pass, and looks like the Generals may have a shot to try to. Oh no! It's gonna stay with the Falcons. But they're gonna, interception will stand, but the Falcons will be called for clipping. No, the Generals will be called for clipping. $11 seconds left in this first half. Oh, so it's going to stay with the Falcons. There was a roughing the passer call on the Generals. So the Falcons are back on the field, so the interception does not stand. $11 is going to be the last play of the half. Trips to the right. Movement. Looks like movement on. Looks like there's a timeout by the MacArthur Generals. With 2 seconds left. We're going to keep it right here as well. 14-7, the Aldine Davis Falcons leading the MacArthur Generals of Aldine as well, 14-7. And let me just let's get you caught up also on what's going on in around our area and some of high school scores as well. Decaney is in another 14-6A match. Decaney is leading Nimitz by a score of 29-7 in the second quarter. Out in Brookshire, the Royal Falcons of Brookshire lead the West Columbia team by a score of 26-15. Also other games, Hempstead leading Columbus by a score of, and this is actually a possible upset because Columbus is number 5 in their district, in their region in 3A. 34-0, Hempstead is leading Columbus, and that could actually wreck Columbus seeding if they lose that game to Hempstead tonight in a possible big upset as well. Central Catholic and St. Pius, no score there, and we'll get you caught up as well. We'll get you caught up on some more games as well as we go through the evening. The Davis Falcons have one last play before they go into the end of the first half. Davis's scoring has come from Cameron Jackson to Jamarcus Hope's touchdown passes of 25 and 35, while Derek McNeil, who is injured and out of the ball game, a 2-yard run after setting up the MacArthur Generals of Aldine with a 72-yard run in the first quarter. There's some discussion in regards to where the ball should be spotted by head coach Kelvin Chapman for Davis. Next week is a new season for those going to the playoffs. It is by-district playoffs next week. Catch your favorite in your area, your favorite school or your favorite team on Vype Live. Follow us on Vype Live on YouTube. From San Antonio to Dallas to Houston, Austin. It's by-district week next week. We're trying to find out they're actually trying to find out some more on display on what they're going to do on this play. They're trying to set it back to 11 seconds on the play. Okay, so it's back to the correct time to 11 seconds. This will be most likely the last play of the first half if Cameron Jackson and the Falcons can get it out of bounds. Jackson back to pass. Looking, has a man out to Barlow. Barlow at the 20. Barlow down to the 30. From the 25-yard line. 2 seconds left on this one, but a flag is going to be on the play, and it may go against. It's going to be holding against the Falcons, and that will leave them only 2 seconds, so it wipes out a good gain. A good pass from Cameron Jackson to DeJohn Barlow is now, that gain is now negated. So with 2 seconds left, this should be the last play of the first half. The Generals of MacArthur will get in the second half. 14-7, the Davis Falcons lead this one. The penalties have been the killing point for a lot of these great drives for both of these teams this season. (14-7), 2 seconds left in the first half. This will be the last play of the first half. That's going to be a timeout. Davis timeout. We'll keep it right here. Aldine Davis 14 and Aldine MacArthur 7 as we get ready to go into the halftime. Thank you for listening to us on Vype Live all this football regular season. As we get to the bi-district playoffs, do check the website at Vype.com and actually check the live games that are coming up on bi-district playoff games from San Antonio to Austin to Dallas-Fort Worth to the Houston area. Your favorite team, your favorite network, Vype Live, and all the bi-district playoff action starts next week. 2 seconds left in this one, in the first half, and the Davis Falcons, actually going for the last play of the first half. Give to Trammell out to the 45-yard line, but gets stopped there, and that's going to do it. We've come to the end of the first half, and the score, the Aldine Davis Falcons 14 and the Aldine MacArthur Generals 7. You're listening to Aldine ISD Athletics, powered by Vype Media. We'll be back. Back at Leonard George Stadium, and Spring, Texas, the campus of Spring High School and Spring ISD. Michael Lewis, along with Drew and Carla, our production crew tonight. In this 14-6A match between the Davis Falcons and the of Aldine and the MacArthur Generals of Aldine. 14-7, the Davis Falcons lead this one over the Aldine MacArthur Generals. The home Falcons have two of the 14 points on 2 touchdowns. The arm of Cameron Jackson, 2 touchdowns to Jamarcus Hopes, one of 25 yards and one of 35 yards. And we haven't had a word on where Derek McNeil, who scored the only touchdown for the MacArthur Generals, we haven't had any word if he's going to start the second half, but he did score on a 1-yard run after a 72-yard run play as well. It is the last home game. Both of these teams are pretty much out of the playoff picture. Possibility, though, that Davis could be still in it by the end of the night. Let's get you caught up also on the scores across our region as well. As you probably know, this is the last Friday night for most teams who are playing for pride, and some are playing for playoff position. I'll get you caught up on the other score in the 14-6A. It is the start of the third quarter, and it is Spring Decaney 29 and Nimitz 14. Aldine Nimitz 14. But both of those teams are going to be most likely 2 and 3 seeds in District 14-6A. Other games tonight of interest. Good one in Brookshire. The Brookshire Royal Falcons leading the West Columbia Riceberries by a score of 26-23 out at Brookshire at the Royal ISD Field as well. Other games as well. A big upset that's happening, or was happening, but now the score has been corrected. The Columbus, the 4th ranked 4A team, the Columbus team leading Hempstead by a score of 35-0. Up at Brenham as well, the Brenham Cubs are leading Lake Creek by a score of 17-14 at Brenham ISD Stadium as well. Also, no score. We have no score as of yet from St. Pius over in Northwest Houston, St. Pius and Central Catholic. As we get ready to start the second half here at Leonard George Stadium, we are going to have the Davis. We're going to have the Davis Falcons kicking off, and it's going to be Derek McNeil is actually going to be quarterback, and so he's actually back to receive as well with Travion Allen for the Generals. The kickoff for the Falcons, they'll get the kick from Kevin Escobar for the Falcons as well. Glad to have you aboard ready for the second half of this one between the Aldine Davis Falcons and the Aldine MacArthur Generals. And Escobar's kick is going to come down, and it's going to be squibbed out, but it looks like it's going to be it's recovered by one of the Falcons. Looks like it may be Falcons football. Might have been touched by one of the Generals. It's Falcons football. One of the Generals may have actually touched it, and it was recovered. Kentro Ray recovered it for the Falcons. So the Falcons will have it. Somewhere along the line, one of the actual Generals touched the football, and the Falcons have it in very good field position at the Generals' 45-yard line. Cameron Jackson for the home Falcons Has him ready and gives to Tramble. Tramble up to about the 41-yard line. That gain was probably going to be a short gain of about I'd say about 4 or 5 yards. Cameron Jackson going out to the right side. He's horse tackled out there. Gain of no gain on the play. And Tavion Atkinson with the tackle. So it's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Falcons. It's going to be on the 44-yard line. Back to passes Jackson. Look across outside. Has Travion Bozier, but he steps out. But he does maybe possibly have enough for the first down. Gets it out to around the. It's 4th down. It looks like it came back to the line of scrimmage. 4th, so it's about a gain of 3. So 4th and 7 on the 44. Jackson looking for a signal from Coach Calvin Chapman. Back to passes Jackson. Looking across the middle. He's going to run it. He's going to try to run it. He gets around to about the 30. Down to around the 25-yard line. That's going to be a first down for the Falcons. Cameron Jackson has them into a hurry-up offense. Gain of about 21 yards for Jackson. Jackson back to pass out to Bozier. And Travion Bozier, he is stopped. It's like Atkinson was on the play for MacArthur. 10:01 and left in the 3rd quarter. Trips to the left for Jackson. Jackson running it out, but he's met at around the 29-yard line. Darian Jackson with the tackle. Loss of 9, so it's going to be 4th and 17. 9:13 left in the 3rd quarter of this one. Back to passes Jackson. Going on the outside. He gets around the 30, down to the 20, down to about close to the 20-yard line. Cameron Jackson close to the 20-yard line. Not for sure if there was enough for first down. So it's going to be 4th down, I would say about 4th and 8. 4th down at about 8. The single back, double slots on both sides, single back. Jackson back to pass. Look at the cross. Outside, he has a man, Jamarcus Hopes, down to the 10, and that's going to be enough for the first down. A tackle made by Casey Seymour. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line. The Falcons marching at the door and see if they can get some more and extend this lead. Jackson out. Avoids the rush, but brought down to close to the line of scrimmage where this actual play started. David Blackshear on the Travion Atkinson on the stop. Be second and 10 at the 10 for the Falcons. We just got up also on the scores across the area of note. Back to passes Jackson. Looking in the end zone. Touchdown! It's going to be Travion Bozier with the touchdown. That's going to be a touchdown, and that's going to be an 11-yard touchdown pass, and the third one of the night for Cameron Jackson. And coming in for the extra point, Kevin Escobar, his kick is up and good. With 7:10 left in the third quarter, the score, the Aldine Davis Falcons 21 and the Aldine MacArthur Generals 7. You're listening and watching Aldine ISD Athletics, powered by Vype Media. We'll be back. Back at Leonard George Stadium in Spring, Texas, on the campus of Spring High School and Spring ISD. Michael Lewis along with Drew and also Carlo in our production team tonight. And the Davis Falcons, behind 3 touchdowns from Cameron Jackson, lead the Aldine MacArthur Generals 21-7. David Escobar to kick off. Kevin Escobar to kick off. Kicks it off, and it is, it looks like there's a flag on the play, but it was recovered by the Generals. And on the recovery for the Generals, looks like Jonathan Dooms recovered it. As the offside was going to be against Davis, so the Falcons will be assessed the penalty, and the Generals will have decent field position. Looks like it's going to be right around the 45-yard line. Derek McNeil has 3 receivers to the right. He's back in, trailing 14 points, 21-7. McNeil out to about the 40 out to the 38-yard line is Derek McNeil. Gain of 6 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 4. Even Tolbert on the tackle for the Falcons. Trips to the right for McNeil. McNeil he runs it, but he's met there by a host of Falcons on the play. Tremaine Gray and led the charge for the Falcons on that stop. So that's going to take them back a few yards. It's going to be 3rd, and looks like it's going to be 3rd and It's going to be at the 39, so it'll be 3rd and 5. Looks like. Trips to the right for McNeil. Back to pass, McNeil. His pass is flat. And now to play. He was trying to hit Juan Ponce. And Julian Ponce, excuse me. It's going to be 4th and 5 from the Falcons' 39-yard line. We'll get you caught up with some scores in a minute as well. And one of the bigger scores as well in the night. In 14-6A as well between Decaney and Nimitz. McNeil goes to the outside, looks, and looks like the receiver stopped. He was trying to get to the ball to Allen, Travion Allen, but and Allen is still down. He's shaken up on the play. And hopefully his injury is not that serious. Once they resume play, the Falcons will have it at their own 39-yard line, leading this one 21-7. While we actually have a break as well, want to give you some scores of some games that are in progress right now. And St. Pius is leading Central Catholic by a score of 38-7. That is in the 4th quarter. Decaney is still leading Nimitz 29-14. Also, over at Delmar Stadium, it is Jack Yates, the Lions, leading the Houston Worthing Colts by a score of 32-0. Also, at Brookshire, the Brookshire Royal Falcons are leading the West Columbia Ricebirds by a score of 32-23. And also in Hempstead, the 4th-ranked 3A 4th-ranked Columbus team leading Hempstead by a score of 35-0. That's games that are pretty much important in the area will be, and Nimitz Decaney is going to be pretty much, both of those teams are going to be in the by-district season. They're just going for position. St. Pius should be actually, with that win, they can actually possibly could secure themselves a TAPS playoff spot as well. If Royal wins tonight, they most likely will be one of the wild cards in their division in 3A in their division. And also, Brenham holds on and wins tonight. If they win tonight up in Brenham, they most likely will be a by-district, will get a by-district spot as well. Now, UIL won't announce those by-district spots until most likely of next week, most likely Monday or Tuesday of next week. So, also join us on Vype Live, and you can check the listings on what game will be on Vype Live all across the state of Texas as well. You can check your area, whether it be Dallas-Fort Worth, whether it be San Antonio, Austin, or Houston. You can check your listings and see what game will be on, or your favorite team making the playoffs, whether their game is on Vype Live. Follow us on Vype Live on YouTube as well. Also, want to give a congratulations out to the Texas Rangers. They won their first ever World Series championship as well over the Arizona Diamondbacks, and surprisingly in 5-game fashion after losing a lot of their 2 or 3 of their stars as well. So they had a parade up there in the Arlington metropolitan area, and congratulations to them on a great season as well. It's like the actual. Looks like there is a. Uh, Travion Allen is still down. Hopefully this injury is not as serious, but it looks like it's more of a serious matter. I hope it's not a serious injury. Prayers for the young man, and it's not nothing as serious of a serious note. Giving a hand for Travion Allen. So it looks like he's going to be taking back the sophomore. We'll get an update, try to get an update on Travion Allen as well for MacArthur. 5:12 left in this one. And now with the turnover, the actual Falcons of Davis have the ball at 39, gives it out to Hopes, gives it out to Gary Hector on the carry. Another general is down. A lot of injuries, but he's able to get up on his own power. The injured general is Brian Jenkins, looks like, but he's able to get up on his own power. We're going to try to keep up with Travion Allen's injury as well for the generals. Hopefully we get some feedback on injury. Like I said, hopefully it was nothing serious. It's going to be second down and 5 from the 44. Back to pass. Jackson has it, hits Hopes with the pass, and it's out to around the 49-yard line. That's going to be looks like first and 10 from about the 49-yard line. 7 yards on the gain. Give out to Hector. Hector at the 40, down to about the 35-yard line. Gain of 14 yards, another first down. Hector's 14-yard gain gets another first down for the Falcons. 4:20 left in the third quarter. Back to pass. Jackson has overshoots. He was actually trying to get to, looks like, trying to get to Dozier. Travion Dozier was the intended receiver. And now it's going to be second and 10 from the 28. 4:07 left in the third quarter. Movement it's going to be a free play for Cameron Jackson. Down, and it's going to be incomplete. Try to get to Travion Dozier, but there is a free play, and it is offsides against the MacArthur Generals. So that's going to move it up 5 yards. 3:57 left in this one in the third quarter. So that's going to move it up a little bit. And it's going to be at the 28-yard line. 3:57 left in the third quarter. Jackson back to pass, rolling outside. Oh, almost caught. Dejon Barlow almost came up with a great catch, but defended very well. And on the coverage, number 10. It's going to be 3rd and 5 from the 28. 3:42 left in the third quarter. The Falcons on the move. Back to passes. Jackson down the right side. Has a man. Oh, was dropped. Look at he was trying to go back to Dozier. It's going to be 4th and 5 from the 28, but it looks like Coach Kelvin Chapman is going to actually go for it. Chris Ledesma was on the coverage for the Generals. Double slot to the right, trips to the right, to left. Back to passes Jackson. Going out the middle. He has a man out the Dozier at the 20. At the 15, down to around the 14-yard line is Travion Dozier. And the Falcons are going up in a hurry-up offense, trying to throw the Generals off. And there's going to be trips out now to the right side for Cameron Jackson. Jackson back to pass, rolling on the outside, has a man. Dozier, touchdown! Cameron Jackson's touchdown. Pass to Travion Dozier. That pass is going to be good for 27 yards, the 4th one of the night for Cameron Jackson. Kevin Escobar now the kick for Davis. Escobar's kick is up and good. With 2:57 left in the third quarter to score. The Aldi Davis Falcons 28 and the Aldi MacArthur Generals 7. You're listening and watching Aldine ISD Athletics, powered by Vype Media. We'll be back. Okay, Davis is going to have it at the 8-yard line. First down and 10. Give it to Tramble. He stopped right at the actual line of scrimmage. I think it's going to be lost. There'll be a little bit of a loss there as well. Let's get you caught up on some of the scores while they're getting set up here. Over in Northwest Houston, St. Pius X, the Panthers are leading Central Catholic 38-7. At Brookshire, Royal ISD Stadium, the Royal Falcons are leading the West Columbia Rice-Birds by a score of 32-29. Also, give you another one. Jackson's pass out to Hopes. He's gets a little bit of yardage back, but he's out around the, I'd say about the 9-yard line. And another 14-6A match tonight. Decaney leading Nimitz by a score of 43-14. Now, this doesn't affect either one of those teams as well because both of them are in the playoffs, but it can affect the seeding as well between Nimitz and Decaney. Double slide right. Jackson back to pass. He's being rushed. Gets out to around the 20. Gets around the 30. Close to the 30. And around the 31-yard line is Cameron Jackson. A great run to recover as he was getting harassed by some great pressure by the Generals defense. He gets out to around the 30. I'd say about the 32-yard line. .23-yard gain for Cameron Jackson. He has trips left as he's moving with a single back in the backfield. Back to passes Jackson outside. He gets to Dozier. Dozier gets a little bit of headway, but he's met there. Ajax Silver with the tackle. Corey Seabrams on the tackle as well for the Generals. 2nd and 10 from the 32, from the Falcons 32. Jackson's double slot to the right. Receiver motions Dozier. Give Hector on the outside. Gets a few yards back, but maybe rushed out. But there are flags on the play. There's other flags that they're flying all over the place. Let's see what it's going to be. There may have been some unsportsmanlike conduct. We're not for sure, but the flags were coming all over the place here. It's a short gain, but let's see where they have the penalty will go up against. And it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct against Davis. So the Panthers are going to walk it back about 15, close to 15. And it's going to be second, I believe, and a little bit long. So it puts it about they're going to put the ball at about the I'd say inside the 20, so it may go around to the 19-yard line. So it's going to be around the 21-yard line. So that's going to be about second, I would say second at about 20. Back to passes Jackson. He's trying to avoid a rush, but he's sacked there. And that sack is going to be credited to Tavion Atkinson with the sack. It's going to be 4th and 22 for the Falcons. And coming in is to punt will be Kevin Escobar. Going back is Derek McNeil to receive for the Generals. Glad to have you aboard here on this Friday night, the last regular season Friday night of UIL play across the state of Texas. Escobar's kick comes down, goes over McNeil, has it at the 49, a little bit over past midfield. He's pushed back. It's probably going to be spotted at the midfield stripe. And we'll take it right there. With 7:16 left in this one, the score, the Aldine Davis Falcons 28 and the Aldine MacArthur Generals 7. You're watching and listening to Aldine ISD Athletics, powered by Vype Media. We'll be back. Thank you for joining us on Vype Live and at Leonard George Stadium in Spring, Texas, on campus of Spring High School at Spring ISD. And the pass by Derek McNeil. It was a timeout called. 30-second timeout by the Davis Falcons. So that was actually a free play. They'll have it again, 1st and 10. The Generals will. Let's get caught up on some of the scores as well. And in another 14-6A game, Decaney leading Nimitz by a score of, in the fourth quarter, late in the third, by a score of 43-14. Columbus leading Hempstead. We're trying to get an actual score from up in Hempstead as well. The fourth-ranked Columbus team leading Hempstead 35-0. That is the last we have score on that. Lake Creek and Brenham. It is Brenham still leading that one 17-10. But we'll get an updated score on that one. And over Northwest Houston, it is Central Catholic. St. Pius and Central Catholic trailing St. Pius 38-7. That is in the fourth quarter as well. McNeil has 4 out, but it looks like there may be the legal procedure against the Generals, and it's going to set them back as well. So it's going to be, most likely, it's going to be 1st and 15. It's like a 1st and 15 for the Generals. Also, one other score, a barn burner out in Brookshire, Texas. It is in fourth quarter. It's the Royal Falcons leading the Columbia Ricebirds by a score of 32-30. A ball goes over the head of McNeil. It could be recovered, and it is recovered by the Falcons. And the fumble recovered by Davis. That'll be Anthony Perry with the recovery for Davis. And that's going to put the Falcons in great shape. A legal motion, and it'll put the Falcons in great shape. And Anthony Perry with the actual recovery for the Davis Falcons. Davis will have the football. Now let's just see where they're going to have the actual ball. And it looks like it's going to be right about inside, I would say inside the 15. They're going to have good field position close to the 15-yard line. Anthony Perry with the Davis defense has caused 5 turnovers for the general turnovers, and they have scored off of 4 of those turnovers. See if they can do turn another touchdown off of a turnover in this ball game tonight. Jackson has Barlow in motion. Barlow with the end around. Goes to Barlow. He's out at around the 11, I'd say about the 13-yard line. Maybe the 9-yard line. We'll double check. It's been all Cameron Jackson tonight for the scoring. 2 touchdowns to Jamarcus Hopes. A touchdown also to Travion Jackson. Out to pass. Getting out to the 10, down to the 5. He dives. Touchdown, Cameron Jackson. He's done it with the arm. Now he's done it with the foot. With the run. Cameron Jackson extends the lead to 34-7 with the extra point. Touchdown, Davis Falcons. Kevin Escobar with the kick to extend the lead to 35-7. Ball's down, kick is up, and it's good. And with 6:21 left in the game, the score: the Aldine Davis Falcons 35 and the Aldine MacArthur Generals 7. You're listening and watching Aldine ISD Athletics. Power Vype Media. We'll be back. Back here at Leonard George Stadium in Spring, Texas, on the campus of Spring High School in Spring ISD. Michael Lewis along with Drew and also Carla. And a production crew tonight. And the 5-yard run by Cameron Jackson extends the Aldine Davis Falcons lead to 35-7 over the Aldine MacArthur Generals. Here Escobar to kick off. And McNeil has it at the 20. He may be sacked right there at the 20-yard line. It has been the Cameron Jackson show tonight. A little bit too much Cameron Jackson. Two touchdown passes to Jamarcus Hopes. A touchdown pass to Dejon Barlow. And a touchdown pass also to Travion Dozier. And then Cameron Jackson runs it in from 5 yards out. All 5 of these touchdowns are off of Davis. These Davis touchdowns are off of MacArthur turnovers as well. Meanwhile, for the Generals, the only lone touchdown came from Derek O'Neal of 2 yards back in the first quarter. And he's been the only offense tonight for the MacArthur Generals, as he's been sacked by the Davis defense and harassed by them all night. Generals have the ball. Double slot for McNeil. McNeil takes it up the middle, takes it up to about the 26-yard line. 5:58 left in this one. It's going to be 2nd and 5. And MacArthur's going to call a timeout. Let's see, we'll hold it right here with them on the timeout. We just got up on some scores that are headed into the fourth quarter. A wild one at Brookshire Royal, at Royal ISD Stadium in Brookshire, Texas. Columbia is actually leading. Royal now has a lead 33-32, with implications of who can actually go to the playoff spot in 3A out there. If Royal loses this one, they are out of the playoffs, and Columbia could actually get in. Also, another 16-4A match tonight. Also, Spring Decaney is leading Aldine Nimitz by a score of 43-14 in the fourth quarter. St. Pius X is leading Central Catholic 38-7. Also, and Columbus is leading Hempstead 35-0. Give by McNeil. Looks like it's up to Callahan. There was like no gain. I'm going to double check that. Ball carrier. Yeah, it was Brandon Callahan, Tyrell Brewer actually with the tackle. There's a lot of excitement in the air. Where your favorite team is going to go, you won't know till next week. By district announcements from the UIL in the state of Texas will be out on Tuesday. McNeil on the outside, trying to get this 2 yards. It looks like he's out. He's out to the 40, down to takes a player out, and now McNeil is actually having a little bit of a skirmish there, a little bit of tussle there. Like he had a tussle with number 24 for number 33. For the Falcons. Looks like it's Adric Arsenault is who he was actually involved with the altercation. We'll look at see who has the actual how they're going to do this flag. It could be actually offsets, could be offsetting, but there will be either way. There'll be a first down for the actual Generals. So it's actually going to come back as a personal foul. And it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on. And there's an ejection. Let's see who the ejection is. And it looks like it could be on Derek McNeil, maybe ejected from this ball game. Yeah, it is Derek McNeil. Derek McNeil, the quarterback, is actually ejected from this ball game, and for the unsportsmanlike conduct. And that's going to set the Generals back a hefty amount of yardage. And let's see who's the actual quarterback in for the Generals. And we're going to check to see who the actual quarterback is. Looks like Travion Allen, maybe the quarterback for McNeil. Again, Derek McNeil was ejected from the ball game. 4:26 left, and it looks like Travion Allen or not for sure who's the quarterback, either him or Julian Ponce. It's been all Davis, all Dean Davis Falcons tonight. It's been all Falcons tonight. After the Derek McNeil touchdown that got the Generals out in the lead, Cameron Jackson threw a 25-yard touchdown pass to Jamarcus Hopes, and then threw another one to him for 35 yards, and then threw a couple of more to Travion Dozier, and also threw into John Barlow before he actually went on a 5-yard touchdown run for the home Falcons as well. Last regular season week in the UIL across the state of Texas. It looks like Travion Allen is actually the quarterback. Allen fumbles it, and looks like the Falcons have recovered it, and the fumble recovery is going to be Maurice White recovers it for the Falcons. And the Falcons are going to have another try to open this one up even more, as they are down 1st and goal at the 9. Maurice White with the fumble recovery. That is the 6th turnover for the Generals tonight. And if Cameron Jackson and the Falcons score in this one, this will be 6 turnovers that they've scored off of those points as well. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 5. Jackson back to pass. Outside. Touchdown! That's the 5th touchdown pass for Cameron Jackson tonight, and that's going to be to Dejon Barlow, the 2nd of his tonight. Dejon Barlow with his 2nd touchdown tonight, and coming in to try the extra point. It's going to be Fong Tohi that's going to come in and try the extra point for the Falcons. Check that. It's Edwin Garcia to take the extra point. You got a fake out by Tramble. He's going to run around the field. He's just going to throw it out. And that extra point is no good. With a little bit after 2 minutes left in this one, the score, the Aldine Davis Falcons 41 and the MacArthur Generals 7. You're watching Aldine IC Athletics, powered by Vype Media. We'll be back. Welcome back to Leonard George Stadium in Spring, Texas, on the campus of Spring High School at Spring ISD. Michael Lewis along with Drew and also Carl as well. It has been all Cameron Jackson and the Davis Falcons about to close out the season at 5-5, and they're leading with just a little bit under a minute left, 41-7 over the Aldine MacArthur Generals. Touchdown pass is 5th one of the night to to Dejon Barlow. That was about an 11-yard touchdown pass. Edward Garcia to kick it off for the Falcons. And they're going to kick it off right around the 30. A little bit after 30. The Davis Falcons will finish the year unless there is any. They'll finish 3-4 in the 14-6A unless anything changes, and they'll finish the year at 5-5. The MacArthur Generals will finish the year at 1-9 and will finish the district year also at 1-6. That is final kick, and that's going to do it. That is going to do it. That's going to do it for the regular season as well. And the final score, the Aldine Davis Falcons 41 and the Aldine MacArthur Generals 7. The Aldine MacArthur Generals finish the year at 1-8 and will finish the year at 1-9, and in the district will finish at 14-6A at 1-6. While the Aldine Davis Falcons will finish the year at 5-5, possibly still in for the playoffs, and will finish at 3-4 in 14-6A. Thank you for joining us through the regular season. Don't forget to join us for playoff, bi-district playoff football action next weekend. For Carla and for our production crew, Carla and Drew, I am Michael Lewis, and thank you very much for joining us from Leonard George Stadium. Again, the final score, the Aldine Davis Falcons 41 and the Aldine MacArthur Generals 7. Good night from Spring, Texas.